Hi my YouTube family, this is Melody from Home Garden and Fashion. I thank you so much for being here today. Today we're going to have a wonderful time together. Today I'm going to do a story. This story is about a businessman and a yogi. So a long time ago, years ago, there used to be a yogi who lived in a very deep forest. And this forest had a cave, so Yogi found the cave. He left the society once he learned about the truth of our life and society and everything else there is to know. So then Yogi realized that all this thing that we see is actually a lie, a fake, and there's more to it than what our eyes sees. And the reason we cannot see it because our vibration is not aligned to those things. Everything is vibration in this world. So Yogi left everything and he found a cave, and luckily this cave had a very strong door, like a iron door. It was a cave for someone and then they left it. So as Yogi was lucky enough to find this cave in a very secure area where nobody knew this place existed, and everywhere around it, surrounding it, there were trees and bushes, and it had even some windows with bars, and then inside net. So somebody intentionally created that and then for some reason left or died, whatever. So he did have a couple of windows and a very strong iron door. So as he went there, he kind of created his own place because he saw there was running water. So he had just few containers to fill up water and keep for himself. And then he had some seeds, so he grew a lot of vegetables and plants surrounding. And then he just meditated and lived his life. So there was a businessman who's going on a business trip, and while coming back his car broke down, so he had to leave the car. It was almost dark. He had to leave the car and walk far away. As he was walking far away, he kind of got lost in the jungle, and then he didn't know which way to go. But finally he went a lot farther inside, and then Yogi happened to be walking outside to get his water, and then he saw this man, and this man came running to the Yogi and begging for his help. So the Yogi said to him that this is night time and this is very dense forest. There's just nobody is here to help you. You kind of lost your way and came all the way inside. Nobody ever comes in this side. So you just come with me and stay with me. I won't have much, but you're more than welcome. So he came with the Yogi, and then he saw that Yogi had some fruits and vegetable gardens, and so he picked up whatever he could from the garden to eat. And then they came inside, and about 2-3 times a week Yogi would walk to the city and do some begging when he had the need for some grains, and he was sure to find some grains in the city, and then he just brought it home. And that was good for him because the rest of the time he lived on water and fruits and vegetables, and sometimes maybe some grain or bread, whatever he could find in the city. So, and that was just for begging. So then he ate whatever Yogi had, and then this cave was really nice and cool, and this time was summertime. But on winter time, obviously, it was cold inside. But the Yogi had a fireplace he created for sometimes cooking something or just keeping the place warm. So all day for Yogi, it went praying and meditation, and then gathering his foods and leaves. And he had a lot of herbs and spices. So as he was sitting with the Yogi at night time, so he asked the Yogi a lot of questions. So he asked, like, why is there so many health issues or problem in his families, or any unhappiness issues. So the answer for that, what Yogi gave, Yogi said all the issues from the body comes from imbalance of your chakras. There is nothing else out there. It is just imbalance. It comes from within. It is not from outside. Because if it is for outside, then think for a moment. Yogi showed him, look at all the animals in nature, all the animals, birds, wild animals, everything is eating and drinking everything they can find, the dirtiest ponds and the dirtiest water, bathing in the sand, bathing in dirtiest water. But do you see them dropping dead? No, they are not, right? So everybody body has the intelligence to keep it running. So what gives the elements in the body unwellness? What gives? It's from the body, just like body fixes itself, so it's from the body. So how does it come about? Is the chakras lined up straight on the vertebra? So he said it is extremely important to sit upright so your vertebra is straight, so your energies can flow straight. So that's why all the yogas, first thing they say is sit upright. Second thing he said, it is extremely important for you to lay down on the floor, sleep, because when you lay on the hard surface on the floor connecting to the ground, I mean, you could, if people have houses second, third, fourth floor, that's okay. It's laying on the wood, flat wood, it keeps the vertebra straight instead of laying on a comfy bed, bended and getting everything out of the line. And then he explained how he can untangle his blocked chakra. Blood chakras are blocked due to emotional turmoil. So emotional turmoil is like people have unhappiness in their family, with the people they live, with the job they work, with their marriage, with their children. All this unhappiness causes blockages in chakras. So everything in the world starts from emotions. Emotions are the most important thing in this world. Like even for law of attraction, attracting things. How does that work? Work through emotions. When you see the things you want to attract and then give an emotion to it, but then what emotions? So Yogi explained the only good emotions to heal the body, to get things, to attract things, is love, kindness, empathy. Only emotions for unhappiness is the greed, jealousy, anger, and lust, sexual behavior. So that is how our chakras get blocked when we do those things: greed, lust, jealousy, hate, anger, unhappiness. These things are the reason chakras are blocked, and that's why the issues coming from within, not from outside, within. So then said for him to do Kriya Yoga, meditation, yoga poses, leg up, leg down, all kinds of poses. It also unblocks the chakras and living a simple life. Everybody cannot live a yogi life who's living a family life, but a simple, like working in a decent job, making money with honesty, living your life happily, helping out people, but with honesty. And then he said, like all the men, women, girls, children, whatever, they're all like kings and queens, because if you look at nature, you see there's just endless things. He said to the businessman that there's just endless things, endless possibilities. You see, if you see an apple, there's so many seeds God gave. And then if you see outside, there's so much land is just there, and the land has all the trees. Some of them are not edible, but still we can use those to create a fire to cook and things. Use the wood as wood fire. So you see the cooking is done free. And then heating the place also done free because you use the wood. And then he showed him that each fruits and vegetable has so many seeds. You can grow your own. And then he showed him the water. 75% of the land is water because our bodies need water. 80% of the body is made out of water. By calculating that, God gave 75% of the land as water. So the water is so important. And then he taught for the good health. He said, anytime you inflict pain in others, that is going to translate pain in you. So if you inflicted pain in, say, chicken, goat, lamb, cow, fish, anything that you're killing and eating, you're inflicting a pain. So you're eating, they are hurting, sorrow, sadness, pain, anger, hate, all these negative emotions. When the animal you hunted and you cut and chop and ate, you created a series of negative emotions on that animal. So the animal body was flooded with hormones coming from negative emotions. Now you're eating that meat, that flesh, which was flooded with negative emotions. And you're going to have nothing but negative emotions in your system because you're eating that. But when you go under an apple tree and you shake the tree drops so many apples. If you go and you don't pick your beans or your squash, you see they get rotten in the trees, and then trees stop producing, right? So you should eat those fruits and vegetables which the tree is giving out for you to eat. But do you see an animal coming to you and begging, oh, please chop me off and put it in your plate? And then he explained that when you pick up an apple, you just wash it, eat it. Sometimes you don't even get to wash it, you just eat it, right? Now, will that kill you? No. But can you take an animal and just bite and eat it? No, because humans are not made like that. But yeah, a tiger is made like that because tiger has strong acid in the stomach to digest that meat, and tiger is not cooking that meat. Tiger have huge teeth to bite and chew that meat, but human don't. So human has to mask that meat with lot of spices, oil, cook it, get rid of the smell and eat. And also can't eat the next day if it's left outside because it'll be rotten, causing lot of diseases. But can a human pick few apples and leave it out there on the table and eat it just like that? Yes. So humans are made that way. But a tiger could just eat a human and leave some of it and go away and come back and eat it later, but still be alive. But a human leave that meat on the counter, eat it raw, come back next day, eat it even cooked. They won't be, because they will get food poison and die. So humans are not meant to eat these things. So he cleared two things: that issues coming from within the body, the food causing the issues, and then he explained the issues in the family with children and parents. It's all from our karma. Our children, our parents, our relatives, they're actually karmic relationship. We did something in the past life, and they're here in this life to give us back whatever it was. We did good thing or bad thing, or they did good thing or bad thing. So it's from karma. And then where is the karma is getting done? From eating meat, from having greed, anger, jealousy, hate, doing wrong things. That's where we're making our karmas. So Yogi explained that once he understood everything, then it was very clear that everything is actually a lie. There was no truth to all this thing what our eyes sees. And then he explained to the businessman that the most of his sadness, sorrow, issues came from his desires. Because his desires to have a lot of money, his desires to have big houses, cars, things, all the luxury items. But what is it doing? More he desires, more he achieved those things. Once he wanted a huge house, he got it. But then there's no use for that house. He has it now. He doesn't really care for it. It doesn't satisfy him. He needs more houses, more cars. So there's no end to the desire. And because of these desires, he has to work extremely hard to get that money. But each time he has a lot more, he actually becomes more unhappier, because he's moving far away from the reality. So Yogi explains that everything, all your miseries are actually caused by you. And it all started from the very beginning, from the desire. So what Yogi was living a life where he could grow his food, eat from natural source. And then he could go in the town and just sing and beg for a little bit of grain once or twice a week. And then in return, he gave those families fresh vegetables which he couldn't eat. So he will carry those vegetables, ask for some grain, and switch them with his vegetables he grew, which he had enough. So, and then he came and prayed to the gods. So which he explains again. Yogi was asked by the businessman that you live here all alone. Don't you get scared, afraid of ghosts and goblins and demons and all kinds of things? And the yogi's answer was no. Because, see, there are only two kinds of things in the world, evil and good. Now, either some people worships evil and do only evil things to the world, and some people worships good and do good things. The people do good things, they have nothing but love, kindness, empathy in their heart, and they totally got rid of ego, because without ego they could not surrender to the God. So when they surrendered to the God, they got rid of their ego. There was no ego. But the other side, some people worshipping evil, they're full of ego, they're greedy, sexual, hate, jealousy, doing harm to the mankind. So now, since the world is all about vibration, so those people who has accepted the negativity and negative sides will see ghosts and demons, because their vibration is matching the ghost and demons vibration. And the people who worshipping God will also see the ghosts and demons, because they also went to the higher vibration and they can feel and see. But they will not be afraid, because they know these things exist, because they have to exist for many, many years because of their karma. They cannot be reborn as a human. They can be reborn years later about something else. Maybe an ant, maybe a snake, maybe a frog, but that will take long years. So they have to suffer. It's called suffering in hell. So they'll suffer. So it doesn't bother the yogi. It does not make the yogi fearful because yogi knows God is with him. So he's not afraid of those. So the businessman got really a lot of lessons for life, and he learned Kriya Yoga from Yogi because Yogi was actually 200 years old, but he looked like he was 30 because of his yoga, meditation, and pure eating and pure thoughts, and having no stress in the mind, having no desires, having no hate, jealousy, anger, greed, or sexual behaviors. He was totally like God. He was connecting with God and talking to the God. So the businessman learned the truth about life. So next morning, he woke up, and then Yogi helped him to go find his car where he left it. And then Yogi gathered some villagers to help him to fix his car, and his car was fixed, and he went away. And then a week later, he came back with many men, and he fixed a lot of things inside Yogi's cave and made it more beautiful and livable, and gave him big bags and bags of grain so that he doesn't have to go to the village to beg for it. Whenever he wanted, he could get it. And he wanted to give Yogi a lot of money, but Yogi refused to take it because Yogi said he will never use money. That's where the greed starts. And he was very blessed and thankful that the rich man gave him bags full of rices and seeds, a lot of seeds, so Yogi could grow more fruits and vegetables. And he also brought huge containers for Yogi to store his water, and some beds and pillows to pillows to make his bed on the ground nicely, and some broom so Yogi could sweep inside the cave. And he also brought men who fixed up, painted inside the cave, and made it look like little livable, and gave him a lot of candles and lights to burn inside. And he brought him a lot of God's books and scriptures so Yogi has accessible. And he also promised always to come and check on the Yogi and also get his divine knowledge so he can fix his life. And he also said that he was using some of his advices and saw the life really changing. And Yogi told him that as he switched from the path of a normal life, a normal living, what we call normals, which is so abnormal, and then go more towards yogi life, there will be a lot of problems initially because we have a lot of negative energies in us which doesn't want us to go to the path of goodness. So they will be resisting. So there are a lot of problems will come, and it's not going to come easily. So after many tries, after many years, then he might find some ease and some peace. But before that, he has to struggle, and some of it due to the lifestyle, some of it due to the desires, and some of it due to the karma. So they all have to be done. But he did like going to Yogi's place. It was very peaceful, so he would just take his car and leave it where he left it initially and walk all the way inside the forest. and then go spend the night with the yogi and learn all kinds of educational things and get all kinds of knowledges, and started learning how to clear his chakras with Kriya Yoga and meditation. So this was a little video about the businessman and the yogi, and there are a lot of yogis in Himalayas who are living probably 200 and 300 years. And one of the things yogis mentioned to the wealthy rich man, that whatever siddhis means, once you do Kriya Yoga, once you do yoga meditation, long meditation yogis did, and they chanted a lot of mantras. These mantras are extremely powerful, very powerful. Why they're so powerful? Because the mantras have some vibration. This chanting these mantras, people connect them to those deities, to those gods, because it matches their vibration. Yogi also mentioned that anytime we do a prayer, a puja, a ritual, then the day before that we eat all non-veg food, no onion, no garlic, and of course no animal meat. And the day of the prayer, same thing. And why is that we're doing it? Because we're doing it is we want to bring ourselves up to the vibration of that God, and then we can connect, and then we do the prayers for a whole day or whatever time that we have. And then when we do it, we can actually connect, and the more pure we become, more intense is the connection, and the more intense the connection becomes, more we free ourselves up from all these elements, all this suffering, because we're coming close to the God. So there are a lot of things which the businessman started learning from the yogi, and he was very blessed that that day his car broke down so he can find the yogi and at least really get relief from some of his sufferings and have some of the answers which he's been looking for. So thank you so much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share, and I'll see you for many more. Bye bye. Hi, thank you so much for being here today. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share this video. Thank you. May God bless you all.